CO.LAB came about because for the past 6 years I've been running Loan Design Club, which is my baby, my ultimate baby. And what Loan Design Club does is it creates space in prime retail locations like this, in shopping centres, in high streets, in amazing retail locations. It creates spaces that brands can have a small part of. So a brand could have a couple of rails, they could have a whole space, a corner, in these amazing spaces that shoppers can essentially come into, interact with the brands, learn from the brands themselves, be excited by the products, and essentially discover brands that normally you only find online in physical destinations like this, so in these shopping centres. CO.LAB is essentially a joint venture between Loan Design Club and Landsec, who own this amazing shopping centre, one of 10 they own across the UK, one of the biggest UK property estates. It's a coming together where we can work together to really help create spaces for these brands in these amazing locations, and ultimately so that customers have something new, fresh and exciting to discover when they're out shopping. One of my biggest bugbears has always been, and 6 years ago before I started Loan Design Club, has always been we go to a shopping centre or high street and it's the same brands. It's the same big retailers that we all know and we all can find online. Where is the excitement, the discovery? Where are the small brands online that are doing really cool different things? Whether it's super sustainable and the materials they're using are out of this world, whether it's the social value and impact they're holding, the stories behind their products and the way they're creating it. We don't see that in the high streets enough because the barrier to entry is too high. So this is about how do we get these incredible brands in so you or so any shoppers can come and meet them face to face and have an incredible new experience. This isn't about one boutique or one store. This is about creating in a way, a department store, a space that houses lots of little shop-in-shops. And as you can see by looking around, you'll notice there are zones or spaces that are dedicated to one brand. So we've got incredible brands like 70 and Mochi who have these amazing denims, a very sustainable brand. These guys sell in a lot of stores in Anthropologie, so they're kind of worldwide Anthropologie. They've got amazing boutiques they sell to, and they've got a huge online presence. But finding them where you can directly shop the brand themselves, where the founders, the business themselves are actually here often, meeting customers, interacting, that's a very rare opportunity, and that's what we're trying to do. Curation is really important, and when I spoke earlier about the high street becoming quite full of these big retailers we all know, it's lost its lustre, it's lost its excitement. And the only way to be able to bring that back is to not just, as you said, allow any brand in, but what brands actually work with the local customers. What do the customers actually want to see? When you're going to St David's Shopping Centre, we really look at what types of brands and products are you interested in, and we curate the brands to align with that, so to ensure that you've got some amazing jewellery. This is by an amazing designer called Claire Hill. She's a local Welsh designer, and alongside this we've got 70 and Mochi, the incredible denim, but you've also got cashmeres from a Belgian brand that's colourful by Colour Rush. So it's really making sure that if you come into CO.LAB, you can find something or a few things that you will love. And it's really about how do we speak to that customer across the whole store. Brands from afar can test and try Cardiff as a location, and it could be their future home. But it's also a space to really foster local community, so bringing local shoppers in, local brands like Claire Hill, and also the store is completely staffed by all local employees. These are young, whether they're students or they're local people that want to be able to be part of something different and something new. So it's really inspiring that local sentiment and encouraging people to come down and all be involved. It's the first time something like this has been delivered or created, and there's a lot riding on it for Loan Design Club and for Landsec. We're trying to support and incubate brands. We need to make sure that the model that we're building actually works for everybody. And I'm super excited to say that it is completely delivered, and we've been absolutely astounded by the positive reaction from shoppers and from brands. So I can't say too much more about the future, but what I do know is we're very grateful to about 100 shoppers so far have actually personally left testimonials for us, which actually inspired this. We'll have a little look, inspired a little wall that we created. We had so many customers coming in saying how much they love what we're doing and they want to see more of it. So instead of the team writing testimonials, we actually last week created this little wall where people can come in, take a Polaroid, and leave a little note. One of the biggest challenges when you're working with a lot of different brands is how do you actually curate the space in a way that they all sit together well. And we've really looked at the department store model here, so thinking Selfridges, some of the other bigger stores. How do you put brands together that potentially, might not always fit, or how do you put them together in a way they complement each other and they create a journey of excitement and intrigue and delight for the customer. So it's been very much about how do we assign zones and create the space where it has that engagement, it encourages a flow, but we're allowing each brand to sing they're in their own space. It's not about every space is the same. Each zone must sing the way the brand needs it to. And because of that, it does mean we want to create more space so the flow is easier and the customer isn't too overwhelmed. And as you said, it feels proper, it feels authentic, and it feels considered. And it's a lot to consider. We've got the flow, we've got what will the brand zones look like. So we've got some amazing different zones around. As you can see, Oceana Swimwear, which is a big Instagram brand, glitter from Bali essentially, all beautiful Swarovski crystals, eco materials. But this zone was crafted very much to bring their brand to life, and it needed a space near the front where customers would see it from the outside, but it could really shine. So looking at where we position the brands, their little zones and the spaces is critical to the success of this. And that's what makes it exciting and gets that delight going. We want you to be able to come in, and whether you can smell a beautiful Serengeti diffusers in the back and you smell a little bit of Africa, through to walking around and seeing some beautiful shoes made by Good News from all recycled materials, through to then discovering some beautiful local Welsh jewellery by Claire Hill. It's really about constant, unique customer delight and being part of the journey and the experience.